Hi, I'm Kim. I'm part of the mental health team with Century Health. Today, I'm going to talk a little about sleep. So, factors that influence our sleep and some tips to manage sleep challenges. So, when we're talking about sleep, there are two main factors at work. The first one is our sleep drive. So, if you think of that kind of like a balloon, at the beginning of the day, it's flat, it's deflated. And the moment your feet hit the floor in the morning, it starts to inflate. So you're starting to blow up that sleep drive, that sleep balloon. And it kind of blows up throughout the day, gets stronger and stronger. And then at night, when you lay down to sleep, as that sleep drive is released and starts to deflate, you go into a good long night of sleep. Things that can affect that, if you take a nap during the day, then that's going to deflate that balloon. Or if you have a day where you're very sedentary, then that may not actually fill up that sleep drive as much as normal. The second thing is our body clock, or what we know is our circadian rhythm. That is something that determines whether we are a night owl or an early bird, kind of our biological predisposition for a specific sleep window. So if you're somebody that likes to stay up late or get up early, and regular bedtimes and wake times and even exposing ourselves to light can sort of help set that body clock and also help us kind of adjust to obligations that we may have that may sort of work against our natural body clock. So if we have to get up early for work or we have to stay up late for a certain event and we really don't want to. There's actually a third thing that can override both of those things. So this is our arousal system, or our worry switch. So some of you may have experienced times where you get in bed and you feel really tired and then your eyes immediately open. Maybe you have something that you're worried about for the next day for work, or you're thinking about something that happened that day and you feel very alert and not tired at all. And so this kind of arousal system can have a big impact on our sleep. If you feel like your worry switch has been flipped, you can actually turn to some things like meditation, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxations. These things can be good to actually practice even when you're not trying to sleep. So maybe in the early morning or in the early evening before you get ready for bed. Sometimes it can be helpful to do these kinds of relaxation techniques at other times so that we're not adding so much pressure on the idea of getting a good night of sleep. If we try to deploy these in the middle of the night when we're trying to sleep, then we may tell ourselves, I'm doing it wrong, this isn't going to work. And so you kind of pile on additional anxiety to you not being able to sleep. So there are some good rules in general that you can follow. So getting up at the same time every day with no more than 30 minutes to an hour of variation on the weekend. We all love to sleep in on the weekends, but if your wake up time varies greatly from when you're waking up during the week, it can have the same effect as being in a different time zone. And then it will affect the time that your body is tired and ready for sleep the next night. So it can kind of throw things off. The second thing would be using the bed only for sleep. So not scrolling on your phone, looking at social media, not watching TV or reading, really just getting in bed and turning off the light and going to sleep. So if we do other things in bed, then our mind starts to equate the bed with those things and not with sleep. So if you're somebody that's having trouble sleeping, then this is a good rule of thumb. If you're trying to sleep and you cannot sleep, just get up. You can go to another room and do something relaxing, because again, you don't want to turn on the light in the bed and then start scrolling on your phone. You want to go to another room with a dim light and you want to do something that's not very activating. And then you go back to bed when you feel sleepy. A couple other things to consider: certain things that we eat and drink can affect our sleep. So alcohol, caffeine, other foods. I would say just be conscious of that those things can have an effect on your sleep. And if you notice that your sleep feels a bit disrupted, think back, is there anything you're doing differently? Any new medication? Are you drinking coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? If you can be more aware of these things, then you can actually make a decision about, is this something I want to do because I know it's going to affect my sleep? You don't have to cut it out necessarily, but if you're aware that it's going to affect your sleep, you're making a choice and then you're like, I'm okay with that, So just make that decision, make an informed decision. If you really feel like you're having some challenges, or if you've had years of sleep challenges, reach out for help if you need additional support or guidance. And the good thing about sleep is there is always another opportunity for it. So Thanks for your time today.